Going shopping on Christmas Eve, seeing a Beyoncé concert, or buying a new iPhone on the day of its release. Oh yes, all these situations will confront you with large groups of people. But lots of people don't like big crowds, and if you clicked on this video, you are probably one of them. Why is that? Something we'll cover in this Simply Psyched video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to show your support. There are a couple of reasons why you might not like big crowds. We will discover some possibilities in this video. You're an introvert. Introversion is a personality type which is characterized by a focus on internal feelings rather than on external sources of stimulation. So instead of longing for social contact, which would be an external source of stimulation, introverts might rather stay at home and read a book or do some journaling. Contrary to what lots of people think, introversion sits on a continuum, at the opposite end of which is extraversion. That means you're not either a total introvert or an absolute extrovert, but that you can be somewhere in the middle. The higher people score on introversion, the less they enjoy interacting with other people. Consequently, they seek fewer opportunities to interact with other people and prefer socializing with small groups instead of large ones. Or sometimes it's a preference for no group at all. For those people, grabbing a coffee with a friend might be as much fun as going to that nightclub for an extrovert. It's important to note that this preference is not driven by fear. So being introverted doesn't necessarily mean you're shy or scared of large crowds. You're sensitive to sensory stimuli. People can be hyper or hyporeactive to sensory input. What that means, they react to, for example, sound either a lot more than normal, which makes them hyperreactive, or a lot less, making them hyporeactive. Imagine people who are hypersensitive to touch, smell, movement, or sound. Unsurprisingly, they have a harder time in large groups because they are touched, and there is a lot of movement, and usually large groups are quite loud, and sometimes even smelly. High sensitivity encompasses emotional, physical, and sensory sensitivity. Professor Aron estimated that around 30% of the population is highly sensitive. It's interesting that around 70% of hypersensitive people identify as introverts. Sensitivity to sensory input is also seen in people with autism spectrum disorder, which refers to a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. Hypersensitive people and people with autism are inherently different but can share difficulties with sensory stimuli and, by consequence, large groups. You feel anxious in big crowds. Sometimes large groups of people can make us feel anxious. This can be social anxiety, which is an overwhelming fear of social situations. Here, a flood of anxiety interferes with social interactions, like talking to people or getting the attention of a group. Some might also fear the judgment of others and therefore avoid big groups. Oh, do I remember taking my first gym class. Another possibility is that you experience enochlophobia. That's a mouthful. This refers to a fear of crowds. This phobia makes you very aware of the dangers big groups might pose. Someone might be sick and contagious, someone might be a sexual predator, and so on. Symptoms of enochlophobia, what a difficult word, might include sweating, increased heart rate, and crying. Wait, why does that remind me of my first gym class again? 3 reasons why you might not like big groups, and let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with that. Our society might stimulate us to go big or go home, but hey, sometimes being home is awesome.